Right, what's happening, lads? Welcome to another Sorare video on my channel. Today, we're going to be digesting and I'm going to be giving you guys my honest opinions on the new MLS prize pool launch and all the jazz that comes with that. It was announced yesterday. I've had a couple of days or a day or so to digest it. And yeah, I thought it would make sense to give my opinion maybe on my channel and see what you guys think. I'm obviously always interested to hear your thoughts on the matter in the comment section if you are interested in the MLS. Even if you're not, always interested. So yeah, leave a like on the video, lads, and let's get into things. So we'll quickly sort of scan over it. Yeah, highlight the main bits, and then yeah, I'll give my sort of opinion along the way on each little part of it. So of course, early access is coming out on February the 11th. Today it's February 7th, so 4 days from now, the cards will be available to buy on auction, and I'm guessing instant buy at some point, but I don't know when. And they are doing the double up promo, so they did this for the European cards in August or July. So if you buy a card, oh yeah, it does say instant buy, yeah. If you buy a card on auction or instant buy before Friday the 21st, you get a 5% chance to win a second MLS card for free. The higher the quality of the card you buy, the greater the chance of winning a higher quality card for free. Awesome. And then a 95% chance to win MLS Essence. So regardless, if you buy a card, you will get either Essence or a free card itself, which is fun. Like I said, they did that for the European cards and it worked well like it did. I think I benefited off it once. I think I bought a Junior Ito and I won a Nakamura from Stade de Reims, or however you pronounce it, the French team. So yeah, that is a nice little perk for sure. It definitely stimulates the market. It definitely increases prices. We've definitely seen that. As always in the launch promotions, essence and card rewards will come from our market supply, not the reward supply. Okay. Please note the serial number ones will be available right away, which I think is a good thing, but jersey mints will be kept away for a little bit, which is fair enough. Okay, the first thing then, so the division battle. This is a fun little thing the Sorare are putting on for the first game week of the MLS, where everyone's going to be piled into one division, and the top 25 will jump to Division 1 for the following week. Between 25 and 75 will be in Division 2, and then outside of 75 and below will be in Division 3. I think it's a fun way to encourage people to buy cards early on, basically, and get yourself a chance of getting into D1 for the following week. Which I think is interesting. So for the first week in Limited and Rare, you will compete in a single Division 3 leaderboard with the entire prize pool condensed into one leaderboard. Fair enough. And then for week 2, then obviously it'll expand. Remember, you can submit up to 3 teams, which is fine. Hot streaks. This is the newly anticipated. Well, it's basically a progress bar, beat the game progress bar situation. So, as previously announced, the MLS competition will introduce the return of the exciting Beat the Game mode for in-season limited and rare, not super rare or unique. And we have more good news. Super and unique will have their own dedicated Beat the Game experience. To be fair, they do have something, but it's different. So limited and rare then. So you do need 5 in-season MLS cards, and you'll compete for leaderable prizes and also unlock the chance for additional cash rewards through the Beat the Game mode. This means the 2 ways you can win is by climbing the leaderboards and by hitting a points target. So, if you have 5 in-season MLS cards, not only will you compete for like the top cash prizes or any of the cash prizes in the leaderboard against other people, you have the chance for the hot streak, which we'll get into here. And then it says lineups with 4 and 1, which is 4 in season 1 classic, will still compete for the leaderboard, but not the Beat the Game mode. So this is the hot streaks. Basically missions. Hot streaks will be the first season-long mission available in your lobby, making everything crystal clear. You can enter a team in the MLS in-season comp to compete. Yeah, we know that. You have multiple chances to hit the target thanks to your different teams, but you can only claim the reward once per scarcity each week, which kind of makes sense. And this reward is on top of your leaderboard winnings. So, here's where the game gets a bit more exciting. Your points targets and rewards can increase each game week. There are 5 target levels, each associated with a fixed cash reward. Each time you hit a level, you move on to the next target. Blah, 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 blah. Keep hitting the target, you'll keep climbing. If you reach the top, you'll earn the highest massive reward. After that, your streak will reset. Miss the game, no worries, you'll restart back to level 1. So if you miss a week, or you don't hit the target 1 week, you go back down to level 1. Yay. If you skip a game week, then the MLS is open. You will and don't submit a lineup. Your streak will also reset to level 1. So you can't skip a week if the MLS comp is open. So this is the breakdown then. Let me open it. Let me make it a little bit bigger so it looks a bit better on stream. I'm not streaming. I'm recording. Harry, what are you on about? So this is the hot streaks levels, points target, shall I say, for limited and rare. So in rare, the first target is 420 points. I think it's like with, rare cards now have a 10% card scarcity on top. So, rare lineups will just score more points naturally now, since the last couple of weeks, since they've added that. Never mind XP bonus, like, of the card. Never mind collection bonus, right? And season bonus. So, like, yeah, rare cards can get basically 20 odds, 25 percent on top of their raw score. So, I'm not saying these points are, like, ungodly hard to hit. What the hard part is to hit them week by week by week. So week 1 or week 2 or week 1 you hit 420, boom, you make $10. Next week you hit 430 or above, boom, you hit $20 plus the $20 market credits. Next week you hit 440, 460, 500. Like, the hard part is obviously hitting them consecutively. I mean, the scores get progressively harder as well. Like, that obviously is tough to do, but to do it on, like, the right week is the hardest thing about this. Now, of course, granted, having 3 lineups helps you. Like, if you have 3 lineups going into this, it's obviously a lot easier than it is probably to just have 1 lineup. You've got 3 bites at it, as long as those 3 lineups are of good quality, right? I think, the amounts are fair. Like, I think in Rare and Limited, this is a really interesting little concept. This is the threshold that they kind of mentioned, but it's in a different form this time. It's progressive, and I think it's fun. Like, I genuinely think I do really like it. I'll definitely probably be playing it in limited and rare, as in, like, I'll be playing MLS rare and limited for the hot streak. And then, of course, yeah, I mean, I don't know, we'll see. You obviously need 5 in season to do that. I've already got some in season, MLS cards. I'll definitely need to get a goalie at least to play 1 lineup. If I want to play 3, I'm going to need to buy 2 more goalies plus 10 more outfielders. So yeah, not to say I'm not going to do that, but I'm interested to see, what prices look like. Before we haven't even got into prize pools yet, but yeah, I think this is a really interesting concept. Like, I really, really like it. I think it's a fun thing to aim for. I'm not saying it's the most realistic thing in the world when you're getting into, like, these, like, level 4 and 5s, but I guess it has to be obviously quite hard. Like, I do get that. It can't be too easy, otherwise everyone's just going to hit it. But yeah, 500 points is, like, a lot of points, and to do it on the specific game week when you are on level 5, like, it's tough. It's going to be really tough. Like, I'm not saying nobody's going to do it, but it'll be really, really tough. And so it should be in a way. And you do get rewarded. Like, $400 is good money for doing that, I think. But yeah, how many people do it over the season? I really don't know. I really, really don't. Let me know what you think in the comments on that one. Okay, so then the Super Rare and Unique Golden Goal, managers competing in the in-season MLS Super Rare and Unique competitions with 5 in-season cards. Lineups will also have their own Beat the Game mode, and it's called the Golden Goal. The concept is simple. A set points target must be hit to claim the pot. If no one reaches it, it is in a given game week, the pot increases to the next one, building up until one manager hits it and claims the prize. If several managers hit that score in the same game week, the pot is split. 1-1, the pot resets and the cycle begins again. Now, this is where I think it gets a bit, like, stupidly unrealistic, if I'm being honest. We know, especially the Super Rare scarcity, and maybe even the Unique. I don't play Unique, but I do play quite a lot of Super Rare. They are the forgotten scarcities of this game, and I kind of get it. Like, from Sora's perspective, there's just more people playing Rare and Limited. They need to concentrate more on those scarcities, and I do get it. But then on the other hand, you're limited and Super Rare players per player, obviously bringing in more revenue, but as far as, like, volume goes, I don't know how that evens out. Like, does limited and rare make more money than super and limited, super and unique? I don't know the numbers. But regardless, it's an interesting concept. I won't knock the concept, like the whole rolling jackpot, but 600 points in super rare is, like, ridiculous. So, like, to put it in perspective, I might need to get this on my phone because I don't know how to get it on Sora data on the website, but I do know how to do it on my phone. So I was going to go to my highest my highest score ever, right, lads? See if I can show you that. So my highest score ever there, if you can see it, I did it this season, technically, towards the end of the MLS season when Challenger just started. I scored 561.71 points. I won Challenger in season, which is amazing. I captained Santi Rodriguez, who scored 100 points, 171 with all the bonuses. And as you can see, like, everyone smashed, bar my extra player, which is Tommy St. Jago. He had like 20 AA, like just under a 60. Obviously, with Super Red bonus, it's a bit more, 70, what was it, 76.2. He didn't smash, but he did well. The rest of them absolutely smashed their faces off. Like, defender basically got 95, goalkeeper got 80, high 80s. Captain obviously scored 100. My forward got like 50 AA. He plays as a defender, but like, just to put that into perspective, and then literally a couple of weeks ago when I won under 23, 510 points. That's my second highest points total ever. Now, Sorare are asking for 600 points. Now, I get it needs to be unrealistic to a degree. This golden goal thing, I get it. It's 650 and unique. But I just think 600 points is just like mega unrealistic to the point where like it's not even in the mind. Like if I was to go buy in-season Super Rares, I don't know if I'm even thinking about this because it is that unrealistic. So for example, it's Super Rare, let's just say every card has 30% bonus. To like raw score, you basically need like a 60 from your keeper, which isn't that much. You basically need 90 from your defender, midfielder, and forward. And you basically need 100 from your captain. To even like get close to 600. I don't think that even does it necessarily. I think you need to average like 82 a player or something. I'm only sort of regurgitating what PSU fans said on Sorare data. But basically what I'm getting at is it's super, super hard. Now I know I might get a bit of pushback on that because you'll probably go, well, yeah, it needs to be super hard, obviously, right? You can't have somebody winning it every week. I get it. I really do. But lads, I've been playing this game over 4 years. I've been playing Super Rare at roughly the same time. I've never even got closest at as I showed you, 560 was my closest. You could argue that is pretty close, just under 10% off the 600 roughly. But like, I just think it's super unrealistic for the MLS because we know how weak the goalkeepers and defenders are in general in that league. And now they have their own native comp. You can't play challenger goalies and defenders. You can't play a PSV defensive stack with Messi, Cucho, and Gil. It just doesn't work anymore. The MLS is its own thing, right? So I just think I'd love the concept. I just think for the MLS specifically, and I know there's going to be pushback and people might say, well, the forwards and midfielders and extra players are quite 100 capable, which they are. I would completely agree with that. But not only do you need those three to smash, you need your defender to go absolutely nuts, and you need your goalkeeper to go pretty nuts as well. Again, I'm not saying this can't happen. Obviously, it can. But 600 points in Super Rare is mega, lads. Like, actually mega. And I know that might not, like, Super Rare might not even apply to hardly anyone watching this, and that's completely fine. I might just be ranting for the sake of it. But yeah, what I'm getting at is to kind of conclude this bit off. I like the concept, rolling jackpot. I just think it's a little bit too high of a score. If it was like 570 or something, knock 5-10% off, I think we're in the ballpark there. Yeah, 580-ish, 575. I know 600 is a round number, and so 650. Like, I get it from that perspective, but I just don't think it's... I just think it's too unrealistic. But I know that the line is hard to find between unrealistic and realistic because it is a jackpot. I know I've blabbered on there, but yeah, you probably get what I'm saying. But yeah, this is just showing you how it all works. Yeah, and then whatever. That's that. Turning up all the heat all season long. The hot streak and golden goal will already be active for the first MLS division battle and will run all season long. Targets and rewards are locked until July. Any adjustments, if needed, will be made ahead of the August gameplay update. Okay. Now the prize pools. This is where it gets pretty juicy. So lock in, strap in. So they only show the rare in-season prize pool on here, which we might as well just do it over here, I would say. So let's start with in-season limited then. So we know all the divisions now are going to 3 divisions, rare and limited, right? There used to be 5 in limited, 4 in rare. It's going down to 3. Top prize, $600 in-season MLS limited. It's tough to say because we don't know prices of the cards, right? They're giving us this information, the prize pool information, before we and they know what these cards are going to go for. But now that we do know what these, the prize pools are, we obviously can have a bit of a better idea as far as guesstimating, what the prices are going to be of the cards. Like, Messi's probably going to be the most expensive card. Let's just argue, probably not even argue. I think it's a given. What does an in-season limited Messi go for? If the top prize in limited in-season MLS Division 1 is $600, what does he go for? Maybe not the first one, but let's just call it, the 10 of 1,000 or 20 of 1,000, whatever. How much does he go for? Let's do it in dollars because this is what they're showing on here. I reckon he goes for about $100, I'm guessing. Messi, $100. Let's just argue the rest of the lineup costs you, let's just call it $200. So it's a $300 limited lineup, maybe even less, man. Let's just call it a $200 lineup. Messi's $100, the rest of the lads are $100 combined, just for 5 cards. So it's a $200 lineup. If you win Division 1, you're basically tripling your money, effectively. This is just me guesstimating. I have no clue what these actually are going to go for, but this is just what I'm trying to think about in my head. I think that would be a decent ratio. Like, you win limited once, you triple your investment. That's just if you've bought Messi and 4 of the cards. You might have bought cheaper cards, right? I'm just sort of, giving a ballpark. If you spend $200 on an in-season limited lineup, it might even be $100. If it's $100, then you're 6xing, right? Which is pretty good as a return. So I think limited looks fine. Pays down to 50th, which is $10. So, but the fact there's only 3 divisions, how many lineups are we going to see in Division 1 limited? Obviously, it's going to be thousands. Maybe not. Yeah, thousands. Yeah, 1,000 to 2,000, I would guess, maybe in D1. Obviously not right at the start because they haven't minted all the cards. But yeah, $600 doesn't, it's all relative, obviously. But if you compare it to the Premier League, it's nowhere near the same amount. But that's fine because Premier League cards go for more money. The Premier League is more a more popular league at the end of the day. Like, we all love the MLS, but ultimately it's not the Prem. It's not a European league, and we've just got to kind of live with that in the nicest way possible. And that's not me throwing any shade. That's just me just sort of giving the facts. The MLS is nowhere near any of the European leagues. If we're talking like how much Sorare can make off the league, or give out as prizes and sell cards for, different ball game. So I do get it. Like I do understand. Like why it's 600, for example. 300 for D2 seems fine. And even 150 for D3, like those lineups in there, I can't imagine it costing much more than $50. Like, you could probably build a $50 lineup, I would argue, of a, relatively okay, budgety MLS team. You triple your money if you win D3. Now, I know these things are hard to do. Like, there's thousands of people in here. Don't get it twisted. You can obviously win Essence in here as well. So top third, from 200 to 30th wins Essence. 10, 5, and 3 going down the divisions, and then XP from 30th to 50th place. And rewards don't stack. So you can't win Essence and cash. You can't win XP and cash. You can if you have multiple lineups, but your one lineup can't win multiple rewards. Anyway, moving on to in-season MLS Rare. Top prize, $1,000. For me, I think it's not low if you look at what Challenger was in the summer last year when the MLS was on its own. I know Brazil was on, but we didn't have any licenses for Brazil. Like when all the PSVs and the Club Bruges were off, the MLS played through the summer, right? So there was a Challenger prize pool. And I think that the most that they gave out, like for first place, was $800. So it seems like an increase on that side of things. But now MLS has its own comp, right? Which, you could argue, does it even deserve to have more than what it had previously? That's up for debate. But I think 1,000's respectable. But it does, for me, kind of cap what a Messi rare in season's worth. Because if you can only win, you can't, like, the in-season, let me get my words out, sorry. $600 for first in limited, 1,000 in rare. It's not even 2x, is it? It's close, but it's not. Like, what does a Messi in-season rare go for? I'd be very, very shocked if it went for more than, like, 300, 350. Like, the first one maybe, but, like, I'd be shocked if Messi gets over $400, to be honest. Very shocked. Because the rest of the team then, cost you another couple of $100. Let's call it $700 if Messi is $400. $300 for the rest of the team. let's just argue, winning once wins you your money back plus $300 roughly. Again, all these old ballpark numbers, don't take them for, don't take them as gospel. But yeah, like, does that sound intriguing? Because in limited, I know it's a lot harder to win because there's more people playing. But if you were to, if the whole team cost you $200 with the Messi as well, and you won Division 1, you're 3xing your money effectively. Like, that multiple I don't think will exist as much, maybe in rare. Like, I think relative to what the first place is in D1, like, I don't see prices being incredibly high. And Sorare might be kind of okay with that, but I'd be very shocked if Messi was over $400. One of 100 might, but I'd be shocked if the rest of them are over $400 personally. And then like your Carlos Gil's, like, what are they going to go for? 250s maybe. Like, if you were to have a Messi, let's just call Messi $300, Carlos Gil $200. I'm just trying to build a lineup in my head. Let's go Hartel $200, so that's that. 2, 4, $700. Wagner another $300 is $1,000, and then the goalie another $150. Let's call it $1,150. I've just got in my head there for like a really good 5, basically the best 5. If you just do that, you obviously only need to win once in Division 1, first place, to basically almost pay off the whole lineup effectively of what you paid. Now, of course, if you do that early on, then you're basically free rolling towards to the end of the season. If that is the prices, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I don't know. I just don't know if the prices are going to even be that high, because it is only 1,000. And I'm not saying that because, like, it should be 2,000, because that would be a bit unrealistic, I think. But if they were to do that, what's to say that Messi can't be $500, $600, $700 at that point, Again, all mental gymnastics, but it is interesting. Getting into Super Rare then, only 1,500 for first, 800 for second, 400 for third, and it pays down to 15th, which is nice, but there's no divisions, remember. 15 seems fine enough, but my gripe with the whole, like, jackpot thing, the $500 that rolls over, like, it's fine enough, but I think it's so unrealistic. You wouldn't even bother, like, thinking about it when I'm, like, if I was to buy in, like, I have one in-season Super Rare MLS card. I need to buy 4 more to play for the jackpot thing. I think I'd rather just not play for it. Like, I don't know if it's worth it, if that makes... Like, I'd rather just go 1 classic, 4 in season, and play this over having the jackpot element as well, because I think it's just too unrealistic. I just don't think it's worth spending again for the other in-season card to go 5 in season. I really, really don't think it is right now in my head. Things might change when the cards come out and we see prices, but I just don't foresee it. Now, I'm not saying $1,500 is a small amount of money. Like, it's a lot of money. But again... It's not even double the rare, It's hard, 1.5x. So, how much can these Super Rare? How much is Super Rare Messi going to go for? If the max prize is $1,500, I know you can win it multiple times over the season. I get it, but like, I think you want it to where at any scarcity you play, 1 win should basically pay off your lineup. I think in general, maybe even a couple of times over, like in limited. 3, 4, 5x is kind of seems realistic. At rare, that might be a bit less realistic, and even at super rare, I think it's way less realistic. In the a super rare MLS in season lineup, 5 cards, or let's just call it 4. You're talking a couple grand probably. I'm guessing, which is if let's just say the lineup costs you 3 grand, you have to win twice just to pay your money back. At that point, you're even. You're not even up at that point. Obviously, you could sell the cards, but you get what I'm saying. So. I don't know, like, I'm not saying like this the low, like, I'm not saying it's the lowest amount in the world. If this was 2,000, I think it'd look a lot better. Like, if you just added the $500 from the jackpot and just put it in here, even if you made the tail end a bit longer, like, say if you gave out 10 extra places, $50 each, so from 6th to 25th would win $50. I think I know there's not much of a jackpot there outside of the 1,500. But, like, at least 25 people are winning every week. Like, that's keeping a lot of those super rare sort of folk happy in that sense. Even if they're not winning the top 3 or top 5 prizes with, $200 and above, at least they're churning $50, which really helps if the cards are worth hundreds of dollars, And then we get into unique, 2,000, top 3 plays cash, and then obviously the the Essence and the XP. I don't have much to say about the Unique because Unique's so out of my wheelhouse. I don't care about it, but I kind of don't care about it in the nicest way possible. I know that's selfish of me, but yeah. We get into Classic. Now, this is where I have a bit of a problem with what's happened in Classic a little bit. As you can see, they have removed the podium cash. So in Division 1, you just win a card. You don't win any cash anymore in the MLS Classic comps. I think that does devalue Classic cards in general, like I'm just being honest. That was a nice nugget. I think that a lot of the Classic competitions have right now, but in the MLS, it will be going and you won't be able to win cash plus a card. I don't know. I think it does... Yeah, for Classic holders, it does leave a bit of a sour taste in the mouth a little bit, if I'm being honest. I'll kind of caveat that and say the changing. So basically, they're not rewarding any cards below tier 1. So the lowest tier you can win, in this competition in Classic MLS is a tier 1. The rest is given out in Essence form, which I think is a good concept. It basically means you have control over what you want to do. Like, winning Essence over a tier 4 or a tier 5 is great. Like, I'd much prefer the Essence. I'm sure all of you guys would as well at home. But I think they've overcooked it. I think they should have done tier 2 and below. So I think they should have given out stars, tier 1s, tier 2s, and then stop there. And then the rest can be Essence. Because tier 2s can still be a really good card. And I just think, only top 20 here in D1 Classic MLS. Granted, we've got like 3 or 4 years worth now of limited MLS cards. There's going to be thousands of entries and only top 20 win a card. Now, I know you're going to say, well, 100 Essence is technically a card, which it is. I'll give you that. It is. But man, I don't know. Okay, technically 200 people are winning a card because 20 Essence gets you a tier 5 plus. So, what I'm saying there is a bit false, but you know what I'm getting at. Like, only 20 people there are guaranteed a proper decent card, which is fine. I know you can't guarantee everyone a really good card, like a tier 1 plus. I get it. There's a supply issue. But I don't know. I just think it's interesting. What actually is interesting to me, mind, you can still win a star in Division 3, which I guess encourages progression. Like, I get it, but I still think that's good for Division, if you're in Division 3, because you can still win a star, which is nuts. You win a star for every podium place on Division 2, which I think is also quite generous, honestly. Like, I really, really do. Top 5 get stars in D1. I think that should be a bit higher, personally. I don't think it should be a star for every Division 2 place, but that's just me being, not petty, but, just being quite picky with it. But, I love the removal of, the lower tier 4s, tier 5s, and tier 3s. I just do think they've overcooked it. I think tier 2 would have been the sweet spot. Let me know what you think about that. This is the rare MLS prize pool. Again, top 5 are just winning cards. 2 stars, 3 tier 1s, and that's it. Again, there's going to be thousands of entries, and I know 6 to 10 will get 100 Essence, and that can go, if you do that a couple of times, that'll go towards potentially getting a tier 1, because a tier 1, how long does it take for a tier 1 to craft? Is it 250? Okay, so 100 Essence is a tier 3 plus. So, 4 people are also winning a tier 3 plus. But, they're kind of skipping tier 2 in a way, I really think that, 6th to 10th should have been tier 2s. And then, you can go 100 Essence here instead of 50, 50 instead of 25, and then 25 instead of 5. D1 as well, man. Top 20% get 5 Essence. It's 1/5 of a tier 5 plus. Or 1/4, sorry. So, you do that. You finish in the top 20 4 times, you will craft a tier 5 plus. But does that really do much for you? Really? Tier 5? I know you can get lucky. Don't get me wrong. You can get lucky with getting not a tier 5 and getting a tier 4 or 3 or whatever. I don't know. I just, not getting rid of the cash is a cheeky one, I think, for me. I don't like that one. And then I think they've overcooked the, not rewarding tier 2s basically as raw cards. And the rest Essence. But, I haven't dug into the numbers or anything, but that's just me going off, sort of a gut instinct. Now, I think the super rare one, I know I've kind of ranted now for, 30 minutes, wow. And it will go on a little bit longer. I'm sorry, that's, this is where it gets really bleak, I think, for me. I've got enough cards to play one MLS Classic lineup, which I'm excited to do still. even before I've seen this prize pool. But man, 2 cards. Like, I know 50 Essence is a card technically at Super Rare, like at any scarcity, so it's a tier 4 plus. So you finish 3rd in Super Rare Classic MLS, and you win a tier 4 plus. If you want to craft it, obviously you can just keep the Essence and let it roll over. But man, Podium. Again, there won't be thousands of entries here, but there will be hundreds. Because we do have 4 or 5 years worth of MLS lineups, MLS cards, especially at Super Rare. We didn't at Limited, because Limited wasn't out when the game first came out. So all the big head MLS cards, I don't think I have a couple maybe in my gallery, like Rusnak. I don't have him at Super Rare, but just to give you an example. But like, these cards are like old. There he is, big head Rusnak, and then you've got full body Rusnak. Like, they're old cards, 2021, so 4 or so years of supply of Super Rares. I know I just showed you a rare, but yeah, man, I think this is harsh. I do. I think it's really, really harsh. Now, and you could argue, they're giving 5 cards out technically because they're giving out 25 Essence. 25 Essence to 4th and 5th. 6th to 10th get 10 Essence, so they're getting half a tier 5 plus. Top 20 gets 3 Essence. Like, I know there's a supply issue with Super Rare. Like, I know there's just limited amount of cards, but Jesus, man. Like, it's such a kick in the balls to finish 3rd. You don't win any cash. You do technically win a card for tier 4 plus if you want to, craft it. But man, like, I think it's bad. I don't like it at all, if I'm just being completely honest. I think it's harsh. I think it's a little bit harsh. I think, at least give a tier 2 out here. Surely they could give a tier 2 out in for 3rd place, and then everything else trickles down a little bit. I think it's harsh. I really, really do. In unique, all it is a tier 1, a tier 2, and then 3 Essence for top 25, 3rd to top 25. So if you finish 3rd in unique, you just win 3 Essence. I just don't see the incentive to play unique and Super Rare, lads. I'm not seeing it. Like, especially in Classic. I know I've said I've got a team. Like, I have a team. Like, I have it. I can't. I mean, I obviously could sell if I wanted to, but you know what I mean. Like, I have the team, and I'm excited to use it. Like, I have some good cards. Just gonna show you quickly. Not that it really matters, but like, yeah, I'm really excited about it. Like, I just bought in a Kai Wagner. I've got Lucho if he stays. Pablo Ruiz if he kind of gets back fit. I bought in a Brad Guzan, the GOAT, Mickey Amane, Paintsill. I've got my Zanker in season. He's up for sale right now, but I'll see what I do with him. Santi Rodriguez if he doesn't move. Stand. I've got a decent little rig. Like, it's not unbelievable. It's not unbelievable by any means. But I don't know. Like, it feels like such a stretch to even get to that 1st or 2nd place with the amount of competition there's going to be. And I don't know. I just don't know if the incentive's there. But let me know in the comment section what you think about that one. So those are the prize pools. I do need to go back on the blog because there is a few other bits that I missed, I think. But we are towards the tail end of things, lads. So I won't keep you a ton longer. But we've done the division battles. We've done the hot streaks. We've done the golden goal. Then the prize pools. So yeah, they're just explaining no more double rewards like I mentioned earlier. Essence rewarded directly in the leaderboard, so no reward boxes anymore. And there's new XP rewards. So XP is now given as like a raw number, so like 500 XP rather than a level up. Additionally, the MLS Classic prize pools will see a key change. Only tier 0s, so star rares and tier 1s will be rewarded, while lower tier cards will be replaced by Essence in the leaderboards. This means managers have more control, which I think is great. They can choose to accumulate Essence and work towards a higher tier card, or use it earlier to craft a tier 4 plus or tier 5 plus. Like I said, I think they've overcooked it. I think they should have done tier 0, tier 1, and tier 2 personally. Please note that the MLS Classic comps will not reward cash prizes for Division 1. MLS cash rewards can be won in in-season competitions. This applies only to the newly introduced MLS Classic competition and does not affect any other Classic comps. So that's basically saying, Classic or under 23, for example, podiums will still pay cash, but the MLS comp won't. Get ready for a hot MLS season. As we move forward, we want to give our community a heads up. We're exploring potential improvements to the scoring matrix as part of August next planned gameplay update. Our goal is to further enhance Sorare's already strong scoring system, make it even more accurate in capturing a player's real life impact on the game. So yeah, it's a weird one. Like, I remember when I can't remember the last sort of update video I did or prize pool update video I did, But I remember feeling like just rather neutral about it. And I think I'm in a similar boat again, lads. I think I am pretty neutral. Like, I'm not devastated, but I'm also not ecstatic. I'm pretty PH7, to be honest. Like, I'm very neutral. Like, I think the rare and limited is rather intriguing. Like, I will definitely be playing those two scarcities, I think. Hoping for maybe 3 lineups in both, in season. As for, super rare, I will play the classic because I have the cards right now. Like, I can play one decent lineup every week and we'll see. We'll just, put something out there and just reach for the stars, see what happens with that one. As far as in-season MLS goes, for super rare, I do have my reservations right now. Like, this doesn't intrigue me enough, the golden goal, to get involved, if I'm being honest. Like, to get involved in the 5 in season. I'm more thinking doing the 4 and 1 because I already have Zanka. He'll be in season until 11 days before the new Belgian league kicks in. Like, this year, July time or whatever. So, yeah, I'll have to buy 3 in-season MLS cards, basically, and then I can use, one of my old or one of my classic cards. So, yeah, I'd obviously miss out on this golden goal thing if that was the case because you have to use 5 here, but it does. I'll be honest, it does intrigue. Like, I just don't think I'll ever score 600 in the nicest way possible. I just don't. It's such a high score. It's incredible. And that's fine. Like, I don't need to play for it. You don't have to if you don't want to, of course. But yeah, overall, like I said, I'm pretty neutral. Like, I'm very excited for the hot streaks. I think these are relatively grindable, especially the first 3 tiers, 420, 430, 440 in limited, 380, 390, 400. I think they really are. I think they're really intriguing. Like I said, yeah, it's super and unique. It's just a different game, and I just don't think they've nailed it necessarily with those scarcities. But I'm not saying it's easy to do. Like, I'm not saying I could do a much better job or anything. Like, it's not me slagging them, Sorare off in any way, shape, or form. I love how they've spruced things up a little bit with the hot. Like, it's fun. Like, they're changing things around. They're giving variety to a game that can be not. It's not boring, but it can be quite stale sometimes in the way that you can win things or the way you prepare for things. And for example, this hot streak thing is completely left field. I know it's basically a rewards or a progress bar in theory, but it's fun. Like, it's something different to aim for every week. You're progressing. Like, there's something fun to it, and I think ultimately this game should be fun. And then ROI sort of comes secondary to that. If you can have both, and that's the sweet spot. But I'm excited. Like I said, I'm not going to not be excited about the MLS. I love the MLS. Since starting to play Sorare, it's been one of the most fun leagues for me to watch. It's absolute chaos. It's just incredibly fun. And now this on its own in an island competition, like, every team basically has a chance for me. Like I said, the goalkeepers and defenders generally aren't scoring that well. So, like, it's all about trying to get that random clean sheet in the MLS that week because everyone scores past everyone. It's a bit like the Bundesliga for a lot of the teams in the MLS where, just both teams just score lots of goals against each other and it's whoever can outscore the other one. But overall, I am excited. I'm neutral on everything as a whole. Like, taking into consideration the things that I don't like maybe about the Super stuff. And of course, like, getting rid of the classic cash, on the podiums. I think that one's a bit of a kick in the balls, honestly. For classic holders, like, it further devalues classic cards realistically, if we're just being completely honest. So yeah, I'm interested to see how it all goes. I'm really interested to see the prices of cards. Like, let me know what you think, lads, in the comments. What do you think? What do you think in season? Let's just do Messi. What does the limited, rare, and super rare go for? Let me know in the comment section. The closest to all 3, I'll give away a card to the closest to all 3. Of the one of 100, 1 of 1,000, 1 of 10 Messis that they do mint. Or no, we'll just do the first Messi that comes out. No matter what serial number that is, like, they might not mint the 1 of first, they might mint the 2 of or whatever, right? Whatever Messi they mint first of each scarcity, let me know what your guesses are for each one of those price points. So what is the limited going to go for, the rare, the super rare? And I'll give away a decent card to one of you guys that gets the closest, combined all 3. So yeah, a little bit of fun to end the video there. But yeah, I've stolen 40 minutes of your lives, so I'm very, very sorry about that. You won't get those back. But I hope I offered some sort of opinion maybe on whether or not you'll dive into the MLS stuff. I for one will, like I said, at limited and rare for sure. I have my reservations in super in season. That is, definitely play the classic. And yeah, we'll see how the season sort of pans out, but I'm buzzing for it. I hope you did enjoy this video, lads. If you did, please do leave it a like, and I shall see you guys in the next one.